volume and surface area of a composite figure. So a composite figure is a object that is built up of two different shapes. So we have two different shapes here, or two or more technically. In this one we actually have just two different shapes. The shape on the bottom, anyone know what that shape's called? Yeah, that's right, it's called a rectangular prism. Okay, so this shape underneath, okay, it's called a rectangular prism. What about the shape on top here? That's right. You just look at the face. So this one is a triangular prism. So we're working with two prisms, the three-dimensional shapes. Writing's awful. Okay. The first thing we're going to do, again, it's going to be easier if we work with the volume of these two shapes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the important information from both of them and redraw them and then put that information together. Okay. So the volume, let's create these two shapes. First of all, one of the shapes is something like this. Okay. It's a rectangular prism. So it's pretty much this. This is our shape. I know it's not perfect. We need to find the volume of this rectangular prism. Okay? So the volume of this, does anyone know what the volume of a rectangular prism is? Base times height times length. That's right. So let's say we call this the base. This would be the height, and this could be the, what'd you call it, width, depth? What word did you guys use? Length? Okay, you can call it the length. There's many different things it's called, okay? It's the same idea for all of them, though. So just like we talked about before, because this is a rectangular prism, and we're finding volume, all we really have to do is find the area of this face, and the area of the face is height times base, and then multiply it by the length or the depth, whatever you want to call it. So in this case, it's really just height times base times length. People call them different names all the time. Just remember we're multiplying all three of the dimensions by each other. So we're going to say height multiplied by the base multiplied by the, I'm going to call it depth, okay? HBD, happy birthday? Yeah, all right. So our height in this one is 202. Our base is 310. And our depth is 289. Okay? Those are the pieces of information I took right from here. We're only taking the bottom parts of information. I'm going to multiply those values. 202 times 310 times 289 is equal to, that is going to be 18,097,180.
What?
18,097,180. 97,180 centimeters cubed. Okay? That's very large. First of all, we could have made this much easier if we converted it to what type of measurement? Thank you. Meters, right? If I converted these all to meters, I've been working with a much smaller number. Okay? But it's fine. It's not that it's wrong. It's just a large value to work with now. So we found the volume of the rectangular prism. Next, we're going to find the volume of the triangular prism on top. Okay? So that is roughly this shape here. Now, this triangular prism happened to be, the face of it is a, not equilateral, but isosceles triangle. Okay, when we build houses, we tend to have two sides that are of the same length. So I'm going to say this and this are the same. Okay? Okay, so in order to solve this, what do we talk about? We need to find the area of what first? What's this called? Not a rectangle. Triangle. It's considered the face, right? So we're going to find the area of the face first, and then multiply by the depth here. So the area of a triangle. We've got to find the area of a triangle to do this. Anyone know what the area of a triangle is? Base times the height divided by 2. That's right. So the volume of the triangular prism is the base times the height divided by 2. And then we got to multiply by, again, I like to call it our depth, okay? So we take this value and multiply it by depth. If you want to use this on your cheat sheet as a formula, write this one down for a triangular prism. Okay? Let's take the information we have. Well, we know the height is 79 centimeters. So we know the height of this is 79, but we need to know the base and the depth. And looking up at the triangular prism, I don't see them marked off here or here. Okay? So how can I figure out what those values are? Yeah, we know it's flush with the rectangular prism. So in other words, those values are right below here. 310 and 289. That's going to be our base. And this is going to be our depth again. Okay? So that's good. We got that information. Let's plug these values in. So our base was 310 and our depth was 289. So let's plug these values in. Base times height. The base is 310. The height is 79. We're going to multiply those two and then divide them by 2. Then we're going to take that value and multiply by the depth. The depth is 289 in this case. Okay? We can do this all in one step in our calculator, I think. So let's try this out. I know on yours you'll for sure be able to do it. Think on this one too. 310 times 79 is equal to, divided by 2 equals, and then times 289, boom, 3,538,538,000, and what was the last part? 805. 805, perfect. And it is centimeters what? Because it's volume. Okay? Am I done? That's the volume of the whole shape, 3 million? What do I got to do? I got to put them together, right? I got to put them together to find out the volume of the entire shape, because this shape is all of those objects put together. So the volume of everything is the volume of the triangular prism plus the volume of the rectangular prism, right? So let's take those numbers. The triangular prism was 3,538,805, plus the volume of the rectangular prism was 18 million. Huge numbers we have here. 97,180. Okay? Luckily, I got one of those numbers already in my calculator. Plus 18 million, 97,180 equals 21,635,985 centimeters cubed. Again, had we worked in meters, it would have been a little simpler to work with.